We start level 3 with a reverse underhand flick into a reverse Victorian cutback, and then a fast figure 8 into the elbow toss. After catching the toss, we then go into a breakaway, immediately into a body wrap, and out of the body wrap, a reverse overhead Sydney flash. Then we have reverse overhead crack into our Wilkes Wonder, which we catch into an overhead crack, leading directly into an arrowhead, and then a Tasmanian cutback, cattleman's crack into a gainer toss, reverse cattleman's crack, and then sheathing the whip like the past levels. For level 3, we will begin with the same reverse underhand flick, and however we will be bringing it forward so that we can go into a reverse Victorian cutback. As the whip comes in front of you, you want to bring the handle upwards to make the whip cut back, as it's called, to make the cracking sound. Out of this, we want to go into a fast figure 8 and then our elbow toss, just like level 2. Out of the elbow toss, we're going to do another fast figure 8, but instead of just stopping there, we're doing what's called a breakaway. 3 cracks, one in front, one behind, and one in front again. It should be all in the up and down or vertical plane, but that last crack is coming sideways, so we're going across the body with it, but it's still cracking in the vertical plane as best you can. We're coming across right into our body wrap like we have from the past levels, swinging the whip up above us, but instead of going through the overhead like we've done in the past levels, we're doing an extra half swing so that we can bring the whip forward for a flick overhead. Since we're doing a flick into a fast figure 8 style crack, this is known as a Sydney flash, and since we're starting with a reverse overhead flick, this is known as a reverse overhead Sydney flash. Practicing our fast figure 8s in the normal vertical plane will assist with this, and once you feel ready, we're going to be starting with practicing doing the flick into a crack behind you, making sure the flick is in front of you and the secondary crack is behind your head. Out of this, we're going to do a regular reverse overhead crack so that we are now prepared and swinging the whip in the correct direction for the Wilkes Wonder. The Wilkes Wonder is similar to level 2, where we bring the whip behind the neck to switch hands. This one, we're not switching hands. We need to move quickly so that we can bring the whip behind the neck and then let go, catching it with the same hand that let go of the whip. The Wilkes Wonder is a quick move and should not actually have any contact with your neck. After catching, we're going to go right into an overhead crack, switching planes quickly as if we're doing a fast figure 8, but this fast figure 8 is the start of the arrowhead. The arrowhead is these 4 cracks. We're starting in the right side for me, the back, then the front, then the back on the opposite side of the body now, and then in front again. These are similar to basically the volley, but we are crossing the body with each alternating crack. After we do these 4 cracks, one on the starting side, front, opposite side, and front again, we are turning the body so that we can do a Tasmanian cutback behind our back. Making sure to bend the elbow up as best you can, having that whip upwards as much as you can, and turning the wrist over so we can get that crack behind your back. Out of this, we want to be making sure we're swinging still, following through just like other levels, into a regular cattleman's crack. But with this cattleman's crack, we're going into what's called a gainer toss. This gainer toss involves us cracking the whip in front of you and tossing the whip in this direction so that we can try to get the whip to flip, continuing this momentum this way. Keep practicing with this one, trying to make sure that you are focused on rotating the whip handle rather than throwing the whip upwards or forwards or backwards. Once you've caught it, we're swinging backwards for a regular reverse cattleman's crack.